Good afternoon. We are live from Weingart Stadium, located on the campus of East Los Angeles College here in Monterey Park, for another edition of Husky Football. I'm Albert Robles. Joined with me to my left-hand side and operating the camera for us here tonight is the old guy, Mark Pavlovich. And Mark, we're in for a pretty good matchup here tonight as the Huskies come in to face the Pasadena Lancers. Lancers come in with a record of 3-5 on the season. Huskies 2-6, although their statistics really speak otherwise in terms of the quality season that they're having.
Yeah, they really do. And when you look at it, of course, we've got the north, the central, the south. When you look at where Ebnet is and the team, he is the top quarterback in yardage per game, 245.3. Now, Cerritos is at 245.5, but because it's hundredths of percentage and he was number one, he stays there. And then you throw Bozeman in for running. Well, I tell you what, this has just been a team that's been snake bitten by bad plays.
So Huskies will be receiving. On the return, number 11, Victor Rodriguez gets the ball back to about the 30-yard line, and that is where the Huskies will take over here to start the game. And, of course, Mark, you mentioned, Logan Ebnet, how he's had a really good season, averaging 245 yards a game. He has almost 2,000 yards on the season, and he is only a freshman. And, there is a new offensive coach this year, so there really is so much room to grow to finish the season and also to start next year thinking ahead.
Yeah, Albert, he's got 10 touchdowns in the air this season. Not bad for a freshman.
They elect to hand off to Bozeman. It's going to be a short gain. No loss of forward momentum yet. Should be a short gain of about 1 yard.
And Bozeman is a solid running back. Like I said, I think he is fourth in this league because it's the Northern Conference or whatever they're starting to call things, the NFC and everything else. I mean, everybody sort of says, do I call this a league? Do I call it a conference? But he is one of the top running backs in this. And really, when you look at the overall record, you have to be impressed with both those young men and their records.
Yeah, he's really been a steady presence in the backfield for this Husky offense. They'll go with another handoff, this time not to Bozeman. They go with number 28. That's Jared Andrade for East LA. Short gain.
So we'll see how this works out for him. Again, I'm going to say, we were talking to a couple of coaches who came up here to work on a new system they're using. And, Albert, you got told point blank the team played well, couple mistakes, and the overall record would be a lot different right now.
I mean, they played well against Canyons, as we said and saw during that game. Lots of shooting themselves in the foot. That's really been, the linchpin to this Huskies team as Ebnet goes deep, trying to connect with Kamal Jabari, but throws it a little too far to his left. So it's going to be a 3-and-out here for East LA. They're going to punt things away. Getting back to what we're talking about, a lot of, shooting themselves in the foot, a lot of poor officiating here and there, but usually if East LA comes up short, it's usually, and has been the story, a little bit of their own doing.
Yeah. And we even heard the coaches tell us, we've had bad penalties at the wrong time. And so, but that's a learning process.
Here's the punt. Fair catch indicated by the return man for Pasadena City. That's Jag Richer. So fair catch indicated at about the 36-yard line. So that is where the Lancers will take over for their first possession here of the game. They get it out to number 10. That's Noah Triplett. 4-yard gain on the play. So 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Lancers. In at quarterback is number 2, Gianni Mascalino, 6-foot sophomore. Mascalino has a snap, throws to his left side, trying to get it into the hands of his tight end, Javery Mayberry. But the pass is short behind Mayberry, so incomplete. Third down coming up for Pasadena.
And we saw Mascalino, Corey Nalen and I saw him play last week against Fullerton College. He had a very successful first half in that game, so we'll see what he does. He's quick set, gets on that back foot, throws the ball, and looks at one. He doesn't have several reads. He'll find that first option and go with it.
This will only be the third game played for Mascalino. So they hand it off to number 26 on the run. That's Dom Ezionai.
We've got holding against Pasadena. That's declined, so it should bring up a fourth down.
That is indeed the call. So Huskies do decline the holding penalty. Fourth down coming up for the Lancers. And they'll bring on their special teams to punt it away. Back to receive for East LA is Victor Rodriguez and Jonas Leal Paz. Punt is up and good. Alexander's just going to let it bounce. Takes a bit of a Husky bounce and will be downed at about the 25-yard line for East LA. And it looks like the refs are going to give them a little more favorable yardage based off of where the Lancers touched the ball before officially getting marked down. So it'll be spotted just shy of the 30.
So we'll see if all of a sudden take the leash off this quarterback and let him start flinging the ball all over the place. At this stage of the season, Albert, that's what I want to see happen. Yeah, I want to see what this young man can do. And we already know he throws the ball well. We already know he can score a touchdown. So it's time that you let Ebnet really just let his arm go loose.
Ebnet takes a snap. They'll go with a handoff to Bozeman. Punches one up the middle. Gets a lot of contact. And looks like he just might get the first down. Maybe a little bit short. And no, the referee is indicating a first down. He'll call up the chains to move it up.
He averages 68.3 yards a game as a running back. So again, young man can really go out and do his thing out there. Easily could get 100 yards a game against this Pasadena defense.
So first down for East LA. They're on their own 38-yard line. It's their first down of the game. They'll hand it off once again to Bozeman. Breaks one tackle. He's met with a second, and looks like he might have gotten another first down. And, yep, that is indeed the indication. Back-to-back first down runs for C.J. Bozeman. So East LA effectively moving the chains here on 2 consecutive plays. Things are looking good so far for ELAC.
Didn't know I just had to say nice things about the running back, and, you know, he decides to prove me right. Don't go away from what's working, too. That's what I want this coaching staff to do. Stick with what works.
So far, East LA doing a really good job of establishing the run game. We'll see if they can get the passing game to go along with it. They hand it off once again to Bozeman, bounces off to his left-hand side, and will be brought down for a loss.
And if you want to beat a fast team, a fast defensive team, you will need to know that you need to run straight up the field, okay? So you run east or west, depending how your field is, or north and south. You do not run sideways because that faster defense will track you down. So to take defense and slow them down, you run straight at them.
It's officially a loss of 2 on the run for C.J. Bozeman. And, you know, Mark, you're pretty much accurate there because both of those 2 previous runs ran for a first down straight up the middle, forcing through that contact. And on that drive where he's running towards the sideline, brought down very quickly for a loss.
Delay a game. Wow. Albert, I got to ask you, because you've been out here for so many years. Is this a customary thing with ELAC having? It just seems like always doing something and then the penalty pops up.
I mean, it's certainly rare for the delay a game. Usually I would expect like an offensive holding or a false start. Not so much a delay a game. That's probably the first one I've seen all year for East LA. Ebnett throws to his right-hand side, complete to his man, Jonathan Alexander. It's good for about 4 yards, so 2nd and 6. Or sorry, 3rd and 5 now. A little hard to see the down marker on the field. And I believe the scoreboard's having a few issues that they're working out right now. Ten seconds left on the play clock. Don't want to have another delay a game. And we'll see if East LA gets the timeout call. And indeed they do. So that'll save them to delay a game, but unfortunately they do have to burn a timeout to avoid the penalty.
Well, we've talked about Bozeman and how he averages 68.3. He also is in the top 5 for touchdowns scored for a running back. He's got 4 this season. And again, when you look at some of the people that Ebnett is going against, well, you've got Lunsberg over at Fullerton that's sitting there at number 3 for yards per game. Lunsberg, outrageous, because what's he got? 21 touchdowns for the season. So you can put Ebnett and him in the same breath. You look at Bozeman right now at 68.3, but you can turn around and look at Nettles from Bakersfield or Jerrigan from Bakersfield and say he's right there with them because they're in the 70s or low 80s. This just tells you the talent on this East LA team.
So 3rd and 5 here for East LA. Ebnett takes a snap, drops back, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. It's number 3 on the tackle, Logan Sherry for Pasadena City. Or correction, that should be Coleman Morning. As there are some duplicate numbers and rosters here looking at Pasadena City's. There's a 3 and then there's a 3D. So East LA going to punt it away for their consecutive possession. Fair catch called and caught at about the 24-yard line, so Lancers will take over. And we'll see what the Lancers are able to do with their second possession of the game. 8:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Scoreless so far in today's game. And, of course, an early start than normal. Normally would have had 6 o'clock game, 4 o'clock afternoon start tonight. Still nice and warm, waiting for the temperature to drop. Lancers go with the handoff. And it's a big run and pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Run was made by Noah Triplett. So a big first down run for Triplett to kick things off for the Lancers here in their second possession of the game.
And again, when we saw Pasadena, when they got in trouble, became an Air Coryell sort of team. I'm going to fling it all over the place. So the more they throw, the better the defense is playing.
So Mascalino with a handoff to Triplett yet again. Runs it up the middle. And the helmet for Triplett comes off, so he'll have to sit out this next play. So we'll see what the Lancers have to do, knowing that they don't have Triplett in their arsenal for at least this one play. And flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start called on the Lancers, so that'll back them up. So it's going to put the Lancers back on the 40-yard line. So 2nd and 11 for Pasadena City. And offsides called on East LA. Mascalino looks like he got East LA on the hard count.
That's an interesting flag since your defensive back judge throws it, not the line judge who's standing right there. And the coaching staff even says to him, you're on the line of scrimmage and you didn't drop your flag.
Here's a snap. Mascalino throws to his right, complete to number 5, breaks one tackle and another, brought down shy of the sticks. That's Maddox Bateski. So 3rd and short coming up here for the Lancers. And Mark, you mentioned it earlier, Lancers going into the Wildcat formation. Triplet lined up behind center. Direct snap directly to Triplet, and he's going to be brought down big time shy of the stick. So a huge 3rd down stop for the Huskies.
Yeah, they ran that last time too. When you look at Triplet averaging basically 48 yards a game, when you look at what he's doing, 41 actually, 41.9. His top running back, you already brought that up. You'll see that Wildcat a lot. We saw it against Fullerton College last week when Corey Nail and I went out to watch the football game.
So Lancers will punt it away. Fair catch indicated by Rodriguez. Caught at the 25-yard line.
And there was a discussion by all the officials. I couldn't figure out why. I guess they were just visiting to see how their Halloween was. How was yours? Mine was good. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
Ebnet takes a snap. They'll hand it off. Short gain up the middle of about 4 yards. Handoff made to Andrade. His 2nd carry of the game. So Bozeman and Andrade lined up in the backfield next to Ebnet. Alexander on your near side of the screen. Takes a snap, hands it off to Bozeman, runs to his left, breaks through 2 to 3 tackles. Short gain of about 3 yards.
But what you see from Bozeman when Albert brings up 3 yards, he gets you 2 here, he gets you 3 there. If you can consistently get those 3 and then get that +1, you're getting 10 yards every 3 carries on the field. What does that do? That sets things up for Ebnet to fake it to him and either throw it or put it on his hip and run a bootleg. I mean, let's go back to the old days where the fakes really mattered for a quarterback.
Here's a snap. Throws up the middle, complete to Alexander for a 1st down. Tackle made by number 4, Jake Kim.
Albert, nice quick release by this young man. Again, you're watching him grow in front of you because you're out here doing all the East LA sports. It must be fun for you to watch people grow up in front of you.
So 1st and 10 from the 41. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to Boson. Runs up the middle. And this runs into a huge crowd of Lancers. Short gain of 1 yard for Bozeman. And, Mark, like you say, that it's, really good to see, these young players growing and develop. Like, especially since Ebnett has been healthy, knock on wood, all season. He hasn't had, any hang-ups. Like, he's been able to consistently be on the field. And if you're able to consistently be out in the field, you're able to consistently develop and not lose that time. We've seen that happen to previous, ELAC quarterbacks in the past where, they've shown off that talent, but, one thing or another, keeps them off the field, or it'd be some sort of injury or maybe academics on one end of the spectrum. There's a lot of things that can keep players on the field, but if you can stay on the field, you're at least able to continue to develop. Ebnett with a short gain on the keeper. Looks like they're only giving him about 1 yard, so 3rd and 8 coming up for East LA.
Yeah, if the Dodgers slide like that tonight, you're in trouble.
I mean, it was a nice slide, but it was ill-timed.
Yeah, and it went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Ebnett takes a snap. He'll scramble and is brought down for a huge loss of at least 10 to 12 yards. That's going to force East LA to punt it away.
And, of course, sacks come up. They've been at a premium this year when you look at this group of players. I mean, Des Palomalo, ball is blocked. Albert, I didn't mean to step on you just then, but I was talking about a sack. The next thing I see, this ball get blocked.
Well, I was looking at the roster, so I missed it entirely. I was looking to see who was given the sack. That was Devin Jones, but now a huge defensive play made by the Lancers, blocking the punt and able to recover. They're on the East LA 30.
They came straight up the middle. It looked like a jailbreak, and they got the hand out very slow getting the ball away, East LA.
So Mascalino hands it off to Noah Triplett, who just gets leveled on the carry. No gain for Triplett. And it was a Zay Blades on the blocked punt for the Lancers, so a huge play made by him. 2nd and 10 for the Lancers. Here's a snap. Hand it off to Triplett. Little spin move. Gain of about 5 for Pasadena.
And again, with the coaching staffs at this stage of the season, it's all or nothing. And I know people are going to say, why don't you kick a field goal if you get in that position? Let's throw out the records now and just have a little fun.
3rd and 6 for the Lancers. Mascalino takes a snap, drops back, throws deep, going for the end zone, intercepted by East LA. And it looks like he wasn't brought down in the end zone. That would have been a touchback, but he does take it out and is marked down at his own 2-yard line.
So the officials are going to talk. If he went back, he did catch it in the end zone. Here's the big question. Did he drop a knee after he caught the ball? If he did, that's a touchback. He made the mistake of trying to bring the ball out. They would have gotten the ball at the 20.
So they are going to rule that he was not down in the end zone for a touchback. So Trevion Baker takes it out to the 2. That is where East LA will take things over off the interception of Gianni Mascalino. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off. Breaks to the right side. Bozeman, he's got a hole, gets the first down. And a few extra yards after contact. Great run by C.J. Bozeman, marked down at the 18-yard line.
Keep going, baby. Mr. Pavlovich said you're going to have 100 tonight, so.
So zeros on the board. That is the end of the first quarter.
That was a remarkably fast first quarter.
Yeah. Because like it feels like not too long ago that I said, oh, cool, 8 minutes left, here in the first quarter. I don't know where those 8 minutes went. But like when you think about it, there wasn't a whole lot of plays going to the sideline, stopping the clock. It was mostly runs up the middle, a few passes. Only the one timeout on a previous possession for East LA. So it just kind of sped along. So second quarter coming up.
It's nice that 4 o'clock starting time has done it to all of us.
Yeah.
Since we're doing this, I think we ought to just waive halftime and play the entire game without taking a break. I know, Albert, you've been out here for a little ELAC volleyball lately. So early in the season, how does the team look?
Well, it's been a rough season for the girls for volleyball. 4-16 on the season, or I think 4-17 now. They did lose last night after playing Mount Sac, and of course they're always a tough team to play. They had a really good first set. They led pretty much the entire set and then tied things up at 24 points. And then after some little back and forth of scoring some points, Mount Sac ended up coming back and taking over that first set 28-26. And then from there on out, it was all Mount Sac. C.J. Bozeman on the carry, but a flag on the play. It's going to go against East LA. So that's going to back them up to the 8-yard line. Pitch it out to Bozeman, and he is going to get brought down into the end zone. That is a safety. And looks like the side judges are going to mark him short of the end zone. No official call for a safety. He's brought down at the 1-yard line.
So that's where they're going to say his forward progress ended. Even though he was retreating, they're going to say they had blown the play dead. So that's why he was, even if it looked like he was tackled or surrounded in the end zone, it is not a safety on the play.
So second down and 27 yards to go. And a flag on the play. Looks like it's a delay of game going against East LA.
So it's about a 5 3/4 inch penalty.
In at quarterback is Brandon Valencia, number 13 for Ebnett. They'll hand it off, run up the middle. Short gain of about 1. So Valencia comes off the field. Ebnet back in at quarterback. So third and very, very long here for East LA, backed right up against their own end zone. We'll see if they can get some positive yards here. Ebnet's going to kick it off himself. And the catch is the reception is muffed, and it looks like East LA has the recovery, and it is East LA ball. Mark, have you ever seen a quarterback punt it away himself?
Yeah, so it was a quick kick is what they will call it. That's the term. You put your quarterback about in his normal position. You have the ball hiked to him, and he takes one step and kicks the ball. They had somebody back deep for Pasadena, but they muffed the ball and could not get on it. I realized on a muffed punt, the ball can't be forwarded anyway, so therefore East LA recovers it.
So they'll take over on the 34-yard line. Hand it off to Bozen, breaks the tackle, rolls to the right-hand side. Still charging up the middle and gets about 2 yards on the play. Not very often that you see the quick kick implemented, but it was a dire situation for East LA, and they were able to not only, one, get out of that situation just by, getting the yards from that kick, but because the reception was muffed, they're able to recover and basically get a free first down out of it. And Bozen's going to get wrapped up by Josh Soto. Sorry, that's Emmanuel Okalola.
And we've got to let Bozeman know as a running back, it's okay to make a jump cut. A jump cut is different from setting your feet and then taking off running to the outside because you got no place to go. Jump cut is a quick little move. Do that at the line of scrimmage, then plant that back foot and head upfield.
3rd and 10 for the Huskies. Ebnet has a snap, drops back, throws deep to the right-hand side. It's going for Jabari. Lots of contact made with number 14, Kim Asay, but no flag on the play, so East LA going to punt it away. And Lancers almost get to the punter to block it again, but able to get it off. And Triplett on the catch returns it into Husky territory, brought down on the 46-yard line. So Noah Triplett, probably one of the most aggressive players for this Lancers offense and special teams. Lancers lined up in the Wildcat. Direct snap to Triplett. Take it himself, runs up the middle. Short gain of 3 yards. Offensive substitutions here for Pasadena. Triplett comes off the field. Mascalino still in at quarterback for Pasadena. And a false start on the Lancers is going to back him up 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 12 coming up here for Pasadena City. Neither team able to get into the end zone so far. Scoreless here in the second quarter. 10 and a half minutes remaining here in the first half. Mascalino has a snap, throws up the middle. Pass is dropped and incomplete.
And I'm going to go back to that false start. The umpire went to the center and basically looked at the center and said, you can't move the ball. So in other words, if you're simulating a snap as a center, which would cause the defense to jump, they will call it illegal procedure.
Timeout on the field called by East LA.
You know, I said sacks early in the broadcast. I got to give a little love to Des Palomalo because I know Des is getting overshadowed at Fullerton because of Ethan Carpentier, who may be Defensive Player of the Year again this year. Ethan is averaging 10.4 tackles per game, or actually maybe more than that if you're Corey Nalen keeping score. Corey said, could he be back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, especially if Fullerton ends up being one of those elite teams that makes it for the state championship? He will probably be considered that. His numbers were like that last year. His numbers are better this year. An excellent young man. We had him up in our studio over at Fullerton College the other day, did an interview with him, and I tell you what, great representative of community college football. Sometime get a chance, talk to these young people that play community college sports.
Mascalino takes a snap, rolls to his left side, throws to the left, pass incomplete. And a flag after the play. Might be unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct on East LA. We'll wait for the white hat to see what the call is. I didn't see anything physically overt on East LA side, but maybe there might have been something verbally said. But it is unsportsmanlike conduct on East LA.
And you can't taunt, you can't make a gesture after you do something that people would be saying you're trying to call out your opponent when people wonder what taunting is. And so officials will call that.
So automatic first down. Ball on the 33-yard line for Pasadena City. Lancers trying to change up their count, get East LA to jump off sides like they did in a previous play. Here's a snap. Mascalino. Pass up the middle. He's got Mayberry. Touchdown, Lancers. And Mayberry he's basically just had to wait for the ball to come right into the basket. Kind of bobbled it a little bit, but he very clearly had possession going into the end zone. So a big touchdown pass for the Lancers to get on the board. They go up 6-0 pending the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is good. So 7-0 in favor of the Lancers with 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter. East LA will need to respond in a big way to stay in this game against Pasadena City.
Yeah, and again, we're going to go back because we've talked miscues, hiccups, penalties, and of course Albert can tell you because he's been here at East LA calling their games for the last few years. Albert, you get that stop, which you had, but then you have to say something or gesture where the official sees it, and you get that 15 yards against you. Now you're back on your heels, and if you were somebody like Pasadena, you said, well, what the heck? you know what? They'd rather talk than play. Let's take advantage and go get that touchdown.
Yeah, just a costly penalty after a big broken-up pass, but that unsportsmanlike conduct. If you don't get that penalty, Lancers likely don't find themselves in the end zone. Hutchinson kicks it away. Big booming kick. Goes into the end zone and bounces out of bounds. It'll be a touchback. So it'll be, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was just going to say, when we talk about Hubble over there at Pasadena, of course, coming into today's game as a wide receiver, he had 5 touchdowns, trailing J.T. Weir of Fullerton by 5, and Logan Lester by 4, who's got 9. Between the two of them, they've got 19 receiving touchdowns this season.
We'll hand it off to Bozeman, runs up the middle, short gain of 2.
And we'll look at what other people are doing around the conference and different 3 conferences when we think about all the different teams here in the SCFA, in the National Division.
Damari Taylor wide left for East LA. Bozen at running back. Ebnett takes a snap, throws it away. So a little miscommunication here for East LA on that particular play. Not quite sure who was going to be the intended receiver. Maybe Taylor probably ran the wrong route on that particular play.
I was waiting for one of you two to lean over the balcony. I thought maybe he was throwing it to us. Albert's taller and longer, so he'd have a better chance.
So 3rd and 8 here for East LA. Here's the snap. Pass up the middle. Incomplete and a big hit. So flags do fly. Pass was going to Victor Rodriguez. He did have his hands on it, but not enough to say it was complete. We'll see what the call is, because it looks like there probably was a hit on Ebnett and definitely a hit on Victor Rodriguez. So it could be possibly a roughing the passer call on Ebnett and maybe even targeting on the pass that was intended for Victor Rodriguez. So personal foul on the defense. Penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer. That penalty is accepted. So East LA gets a big first down off the roughing the passer penalty. They'll find themselves on their own 42-yard line. 9:06 left to play here in the second quarter. Ebnett takes a snap, fakes the handoff, pass up the middle, just short, looking for Taylor. Ebnett takes a big hit in the backfield, but quick to get up.
And when you saw Taylor basically run a fly pattern on that one, he's wide open, but you need to hit him after 10 yards and hit him on the dead run. Not wait till you think he's finishing his pattern and then throwing in the ball on that. That's to hit somebody in stride and let them outrun that defensive back.
Second and 10. They'll hand it off. And a good 4-yard run for East LA. That was Bernardo Blanco on the carry. It's actually a 3-yard gain, so 3rd and 7 here for East LA. 8.5 minutes and counting remaining here in the second quarter. $10 left on the play clock. Taylor goes in motion. Here's the snap. Ebnett rolls back, throws to his right side, off the hands of Jonathan Alexander, incomplete. So Ebnett avoids a stack, pass incomplete. 4th down coming up, and East LA will punt things away. So not the possession you want to see off the Lancers' touchdown drive for East LA.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Ebnett be as sharp as he has been earlier in the season. Of course, then again, we've got an entire second half, so who knows what may happen here on sportsnetusa.net.
Kick is up. We'll take a Husky bounce, and will be marked down at the 26-yard line.
Well, I talked about what Ebnett has done, and when we look at the National Southern League, we can talk about, because the game was here on sportsnetusa.net, Southwestern quarterback, Silbor averages 194 yards. Dudden, the quarterback from Saddleback, averaged 151 yards coming into this game. So, shows you where Ebnett compares to the other quarterbacks out in the SCFA.
We'll hand it off to Dom Eziunai for a nice 6-yard gain, maybe almost 7 yards on the run. So 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Lancers. 7.5 minutes of play remaining here in the first half, second quarter. Here's a snap. They'll hand it off. And is good enough for the first down. So Eziunai moving the ball well for the Lancers when not being moved well by Noah Triplett. So 1st and 10 for the Lancers. On the 38-yard line, Mascolino doing a fairly good job in at quarterback. He does have a touchdown pass already on the game. Fakes a handoff, rolls to his left side, throws to the sticks and to the sidelines. Pass is complete. It's Jag Richer on the catch. So he is just shy of the first down. So 2nd and 1 coming up. Triplett in at running back, lined up behind Mascolino. They'll do hand it off to Noah. Gets the first down and some decent yards after into Husky territory.
So running has been a cause today here on sportsnetusa.net. You know, the blocker over at Southwestern, which was on the previous game, averaged 90.8 yards a game before they played Saddleback.
Here's a snap. Hand it off to Triplett. Breaks free. And is brought down just shy of the first down marker. But a huge 9-yard run for Noah Triplett. 2nd and 1 coming up. Just over 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
And, of course, Ashby Fan, also another running back of Southwestern, was averaging 52 before that Saddleback game today. So, a couple comparisons about what's going on with the games here at sportsnetusa.net.
Fake the handoff, pass up the middle, complete. Nice and easy to number 81, brought down at the 10-yard line. So a good catch there for Cam Mitchell of the Lancers. But a flag on the play, illegal man downfield on the Lancers. So that big first down catch is coming back. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, so 2nd and 6 for the Lancers. As Mitchell and Soto run off the field. Lancers go Wildcat. Direct snap to Triplett, hands it off to Ezionai. And is brought down for a loss. So 3rd and 7 for the Lancers. Just under 5 minutes of play. Clock is running. Lancers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. East LA only has the 1. Here's a snap. Mascalino throws to the sideline. Good for a first down. Pass complete to Jag Richer.
And this is what we saw Mascalino do against Ford College last weekend. Come out, know who he's going to quickly, not searching the field, finding that specific individual, and then letting the ball go. The rock is out of his hand as fast as you can get it out.
Here's a snap. Mascalino getting chased. He'll throw it away. That was Jonathan Bernal in pursuit of Mascalino. Couldn't get the sack, but they do prevent any positive gains for the Lancers. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's a snap. Mascalino throws to his left. That's complete to Jag. Flag on the play after Richer was able to get into the sidelines. We'll see what the call is. Most likely unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, I think they're going to call a personal foul on this, and if they do, I think it's a
personal foul on the defense.
It's a bad call, Albert, because basically he had his foot, and what the other player did was give him just a slight shove. If he would not have had his foot held, he would not have gone down. So the push didn't initially take the player down. And I think the officials on that call missed that call totally.
Here's a snap. They'll hand it off to Triplett. Gain of about 5 yards. But Lancers having all kinds of momentum here with 3:35 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff. Mascalino rolls right. Pass complete and brought down. That's number 5, Maddox Mateski on the catch. So 3rd and short here for the Lancers. Here's the snap. Handed off to Ezionai. Good for a first down. And it's hard to measure how important a player is on the defensive ends of things, but one thing I've noticed so far, Mark, is one person that we have not seen on that defensive line, and that's David Chukwemeka.
Yeah, surprised we haven't. Hopefully the young man is fine.
And we've reached the 2-minute timeout, so we'll step away for a short break. You're watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back live here on SportsNetUSA.net coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Lancers go with the Wildcats. Direct snap to number 4, Elijah Tehe is how I'm going to pronounce that.
That works for me.
T-E-H-E?
That works for me. I'll take it.
I mean, it's better than Tehe, which I don't think sounds right. So 2nd and goal for the Lancers, 1:50 left to play. Here's the snap. Mascolino passes to his right-hand side. Easy touchdown for number 85, Javery Mayberry, yet again. So good job by Mark to pan quickly right, just keep the catch in play.
Saved it.
But
Saved
he is playing with the shadows to his fairness in his defense. So Pasadena goes up 13-0 pending the extra point.
He caught it. I caught it. That was good.
Kick is up, and kick is good. So Lancers go up 2 scores against East LA here at Weingart Stadium. Already a 2-touchdown day for number 85, Javery Mayberry, a big 6'4" tight end for the Lancers.
And again, Albert, when you look at both scores, there was a misstep on something. We had a taunting call, which hurt. Then we have what I don't think was a roughness call, but it was called, which hurts. And then you see scores come right after both of them in this first half.
Yeah, so Lancers definitely taking advantage of the penalties caused by East LA themselves. So Jack Hutchinson getting ready to kick things off for another East LA possession here. 1 minute, 41 seconds remaining East LA, just one timeout left here in the second quarter. Here's the kick. Big and booming and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, so East LA will take over on their own 20. So even though Lancers already lead East LA 14-0, there's still a lot of football left to play and a lot of adjustments to account for here. Ebnett, pass complete. That's to number 3, Jaden Thomas, pushed out of bounds. No flags after the play. Things are getting a little chippy there, but players able to withhold themselves. Actually, there is a flag that flew, but it looks like it might be getting picked up. Yeah, so they are waving it off, so no flag on the play officially. Although Bobby Godina is definitely not happy about that. He's right next to the official who's waving off the flag. It looks like Godinez really wants an explanation here for why the flag is getting waved off. Arguably the most calm coach on the field compared to some of his other coaches. Well, compared to one of the other players gesturing right now, I can hear him from down here.
Yeah, he was clear today.
Like, I can hear the crash out.
Saying what they did too, and I'm just sort of wondering because I can see the iPads down there also. I'm wondering if they're using the huddle system.
That is indeed the huddle system.
Show it to the referee.
He's using, hey, here's what's going on. But, you know, the huddle system isn't officially a replay device, or at least I don't know if it can be used in that. It's really not what it's intended for. But it is unconvincing for the officials nonetheless. Ebnett takes a snap. Pass to the right-hand side is complete. Good for the first down. It's Jaden Thomas on the catch. Sorry, that was Damari Taylor on the catch. Actually, no, I'm not blind. That is number 3. That is Jaden Thomas. It's whoever Spartan for the PA guy who's blind. First and 10. Ebnett. Patience. Throws to the left. Looking for Taylor. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming up for East LA. Minute 7 remaining here in the second quarter. Here's a snap. Ebnett, pass up the middle, broken up and incomplete. Just trying to get Jonathan Alexander, but broken up by number 25, Quinshon Stanford. Third and 10 for East LA. .61 seconds left on the game clock. And here's a snap. Ebnett drops back. Rolls to his right-hand side, breaks free. Gets the throw off and is complete to number 11, Victor Rodriguez. Just shy of the stick, so not a first down pass. but it's going to be fourth and very short for East LA. Offense will stay on the field. And East LA will use their final timeout of the first half. And with 51 seconds remaining and fourth and short to go, I'd say that's the wisest use of their final timeout. Really want to try to get some points on the board before the end of the first half, knowing the Lancers get the ball coming out to start the second half.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it is that time that, you know, you look at the season, you know where it's at. They played well. You've got to give something for the young men to feel like, hey, we're going to flip things around. And it looks like now East LA is going to punt the ball away.
So that is an interesting decision to do here. Unless East LA will try to maybe catch the Lancers to jump a little bit, get that free first down. But they will indeed punt it away. And it was a back-tracking catch made by number 8, Zay Blades. But it's going to be down at the 30-yard line, so that is where Pasadena will take over with 44 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Halftime coming up very shortly here. Mascalino takes a snap, rolls to his left-hand side, has forever to throw, has a man downfield, big completion, gonna be a touchdown for the Lancers. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for the Lancers on a big touchdown pass complete to number 1, Ethan Hubble. So Lancers go up 20-0 pending the extra point here. And Pasadena has all the momentum going into halftime coming up. They'll fake the kick and run it in themselves. And that is a 2-point conversion for the Lancers, which is just downright diabolical and disrespectful for a team, knowing that you already have them scoreless, and you do that.
And you know why you do that? Because your season has not been that good either for Pasadena. So you're going to try and find anything to make your kids dance about, anything to do what they can. It's like at Christmas time. Do you buy that present that you can't afford? Yeah.
If this were baseball, I got a word for that, and it's called Bush League.
Yeah, you know. Well, people can look at that, but, you know, I'm going to say what all coaches say. You play the game, you try to score, you want to get as many points on the board, and if you can't stop me, shame on you. Not shame on me for trying to score.
And, you know, I will say, in defense of Pasadena, there is still a whole other half of football left to play. It is still a 3-score game. If, for some reason, East LA is able to put up another 3 touchdowns and keep Pasadena unanswered in that time frame, that 1 point could make a huge difference in the outcome of the game. Victor Rodriguez on a huge return run out of bounds and marked shy of the 50. Flags should definitely be flying, and there is the laundry coming out onto the field. So that is actually a penalty on the kicking team. So that's going to be some bonus yards after the return run for Victor Rodriguez. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Ball was spotted on the 47-yard line for East LA. So now they'll find themselves in Lancer territory and will be on the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 for East LA, 28 seconds remaining. It's not a lot of time, but it is enough time to pull off a few good plays and maybe find themselves in the end zone. If not, good enough for a field goal attempt. Ebnett has a snap, pass, deep to the right side. He was trying to find Jonathan Alexander. Lots of contact, no flag on the play. Incomplete, they say. 16 seconds remaining. Second and 10 for East LA. Here's the snap. Ebnett will keep it. He fumbles, brought down, and is recovered by East LA. It's going to be 3rd and 10 coming up. Actually, no, clock is running because it was a run play. Ball is spotted, and zeros are on the board. So that is the end of the second quarter. So we are at halftime officially. We'll be stepping away for a little bit. Be back in about 15 minutes or so with some stats and all sorts of other goodness. You're watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we're back here live on SportsNetUSA.net. You're watching Husky football as your ELAC Huskies take on the visiting Lancers of Pasadena City College. I'm Albert Robles. Joined with me, of course, is Mark Pavlovich, bringing you all the action here in tonight's game. And so far, it has been all Lancers in this game. But, of course, we still have a whole other half of football to play, so anything can happen. But East LA really needs to get the ball moving offensively. Lancers will receive to start the second half, received by Noah Triplett, and a big return for Triplett, and the Lancers knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So that is where Pasadena City will start things off here in our second half of play. And we've already passed the shadow hour that's known to occur here at Weingart Stadium. So the entire field is in shadow, lights coming on to the field. We'll see what effect that has on the play as a huge tackle for loss is made on Noah Triplett. Tackle made by number 15, Roberto Sabalos of East LA.
Yeah, I'm going to say the defense was blinded by the light like I was. So now we're ready to play solid defense in this second half.
Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14 coming up for Pasadena. Mascalino takes a snap, handoff to Triplett. Gain of about 3, just shy of the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 coming up here for Pasadena City. So far, East LA playing some pretty good defense here to start things off in the second half. Hopefully, they can force a 3 and out and get the ball back. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff. Pass to the right-hand side. It's complete to number 5. He's staying upright, and the defense will hold up. They'll keep him just short of the first down. Pass complete to number 5, Maddox Bateski. And they're gesturing for the first down, which was not a first down at all. He was absolutely shy of that 45-yard line, and the defense is absolutely confused because I'm right there with them. That was not a first down catch at all. Was a great catch, but not a first down. But it is 1st and 10. On the 45, they'll hand it off to Triplett, who is immediately hit at the line of scrimmage. So Noah Triplett, no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lancers.
Here's the best one. At the Fullerton game last week, talking about officials, Pasadena had 13 defensive players on the field, and it was never caught. Then they ran one off, so they ran the next play with 12 defensive players on the field. It was never caught. Then they ran off 2, brought back 2, ran 12 one more time, and it was never caught by the officials at Pasadena last week against Fullerton College.
Shameful.
So we'll keep an eye on the amount of players for Pasadena tonight.
Here's a snap. Dropped, but able to get off the pass. Is complete to number 81, Cam Mitchell. So 3rd and 6 for the Lancers. We'll see if East LA can hold them once more. Mascalino will keep it himself. Almost hit, brought down, definitely shy of the first down this time. Ball is loose. and is recovered by the Lancers past the first down marker. So it'll be a first down for the Lancers. That's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. And so far, East LA today cannot catch a break in this game.
And there certainly have been some ill-advised penalties against East LA, which have certainly hurt, but it's mostly just been some bad breaks. Handoff to Ezionai. Gain of about 5 yards. So it is officially a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 coming up for Pasadena City. And they are moving the ball really well to start things off. They'll hand it off. Ezionai breaks a few tackles, bounces off another, and brought down shy of the first down, gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 2 here for East LA on the defensive end of things, looking to keep Pasadena away from that first down marker. 9:45 left here in the 3rd quarter. They'll run Wildcat direct snap to number 4. That's Elijah Tehi. Good for the first down and a few yards more. First and 10 on the ELAC 30. Mascolino takes a snap. They'll hand it off. Gain of about 3. That's Noah Triplett.
And now you just keep things working.
Low snap, almost fumbled, but picked up. Pass is thrown deep and is complete for a Lancer touchdown. But flags fly on the play. We'll see what the call is. It may come back. We're looking for the white hat. But so far, Jag Richer thinks he has himself in the end zone. So it looks like Mascolino was able to get East LA to jump, and that is indeed the call. Offsides on the defense. That penalty is declined, and it is a touchdown for the Lancers. So 28-0 pending the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is good. So 29-0 in favor of the Lancers off a big 27-yard pass to Jag Richer for his first touchdown of the game, and is the 4th touchdown pass of the night for the Lancer quarterback, Gianni Mascolino. So East LA in a big hole, and they really need a touchdown pass here in this possession.
And when I was looking at the scoreboard earlier, Albert, I have to tell you, Long Beach and Ventura were locked up in a close one. I thought, and we'll see, I'll go back to scoreboard later to see if Long Beach can end up winning that game over Ventura. Of course, you may have the scoreboard up there. Here we go.
So far in the fourth quarter, just really getting underway in that game, Ventura leads Long Beach 31-24.
Okay. Huge upset. If Long Beach could win, that would just turn things upside down for the playoffs.
Here is the kickoff. We'll go deep into the end zone for a touchback. So East LA will take over from the 20-yard line. So East LA on the 25. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to Bozeman. Runs it up the middle. Keeps on going into a huge, massive pack of Lancers. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. So a nice 7-yard gain for C.J. Bozeman on the carry. Sorry, it was actually a rush by James Thomas III. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to Thomas. Gets a block and is hit almost immediately by number 3, Logan Sherry. Sorry, that's Coleman Morning. So no gain officially on the play for Thomas III. Here's the snap. Ebnett will pass. Throws deep to the right side. Has a guy open. Incomplete. Pass is broken up. That was Greg Hidalgo breaking up the pass. It was intended for Jonathan Alexander. He had him, but Hidalgo just gets a hand on it to break it up. So a huge play made there by Pasadena City to force a 4th down. East LA will punt it away. Kick is off and away. Will take an East LA bounce and will be marked down at the 35.
Yeah, he jumped. It was 4th and 4. That would have given him the first down. But if ELAC would have done, they would have thrown the flag.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Pasadena City. They'll take over on the 34-yard line officially. Here's a snap. They'll fake the handoff. Pass thrown to the left side and thrown way over the target of Ethan Hubble. Second and 10. Here's a snap. They'll hand it off to Triplett. Gets hit. Some more. First down, Lancers. And you know, Mark, East LA is doing just about everything that they can defensively, but it's really hard to account from the hard, aggressive runs of Noah Triplett.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the offensive line is dominating right now. They're getting to push down the field, which is what you need to watch. If you're a Husky fan, watch which way the line is moving. I mean, is it going from left to right on your computer screen, or is it going from right to left on your computer screen? And it's like when you get those big guards or big tackles, get a push, you should go.
So they'll pass to the right, good for a first down. Sorry, to the left-hand side is complete.
And
It looks like number 28, although I don't see a 28 on the roster.
Yeah. And many people call that a running play to start with anyway. You swing somebody out to the left, they're behind the line of scrimmage. All you basically do, it's a long lateral. I know it's going upfield. It's not a backward pass, but it's basically a running play.
Oh, that was actually 26, so that was Tadam Ezionai, who is listed as a running back. They'll hand it off to Ezionai yet again. Pass is immediately hit. Looks like he'll gain 1 yard on that play. So 2nd and 9 coming up for the Lancers. Just under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. And Lancers really just starting to get slow and methodical, just eating up that clock. This has been a really expedient third quarter. When you're up 29, you don't really have to make the plays downfield like they had been doing on 2 of their previous touchdown plays to their big tight end in Javery Mayberry. Now they're just pulsing the game with the run. They'll throw deep this time to the right-hand side, just over the outreached hands of number 5, Maddox Mateski. So I don't know if you can count that as an announcer's jinx or not, but they had been running it nice and steadily and then go for the deep pass, and it said that they weren't doing it a whole lot.
And really, when you look at it, Albert, he was open. So if you make the play and put the pass where you can put it, you've got an easy first down.
So that does stop the clock. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lancers in total control here in this game. Little shovel pass forward to Triplett. Small gain of 1, knocked down at the 40-yard line. So that's going to force a 4th down. And on will come the special teams for Pasadena City. Here is the kick. Big little rainbow kick, fair catch called by Victor Rodriguez. Catch made at the 12-yard line, so that's where East LA will take things over here in their next possession of the second half.
Temperature dropped, as you said it would, as the night has moved on.
.327 left here in the third quarter. Ebnett has the snap, hands it off. Big run to the right side. Little gain of about 4 or 5 yards. That run made by number 9, Bernardo Blanco. Officially a 4-yard gain for Blanco. So 2nd and 6 coming up for East LA. Little over 3 minutes and counting here. Ebnet takes a snap, drops back, throws to his right-hand side, complete to Jonathan Alexander. First down.
Quick set, quick look, quick idea of who you're going to go to, and then don't dance with it. You set your back foot and you let it fly. That doesn't allow the defensive line to get on you. And if the defensive back is backpedaling, your guy turns, the ball's there for only one person.
They'll hand it off, this time to Blanco. Stops just shy of the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play. So 2nd and 11 here for East LA. Blanco in at running back next to Logan Ebnet. Damari Taylor on the near side. Lowest portion of your screen. Here's the snap. Pass up the middle, looking for Alexander, and it's intercepted. Number 23 on the interception. That's Jonah Meningo on the big interception. Ebnet was trying to find Alexander, but he throws way over the target, and an easy over-the-shoulder catch interception for Pasadena City, and a big, unfortunate turnover for East LA. It's the last thing they needed when you're already down 29.
Yeah, well, you try going for the big bomb. You hope it's going to work. And at this stage of the game, hey, you know what? Run towards the Chevy. I'll throw it as far as I can. Oh, I'm talking about the Impala that's out there, not the Chevelle that you stopped at.
Here's the snap. They hand it off to Triplett. Breaks free of one tackle and another, but can't get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
You know, I could relate to Triplett because he got clipped just a little, and you could watch his knee buckle. And I can tell you, for an old guy, anytime those knees start going, your first reaction is, oh, man, I'm going down. I'm going down. And the defense knew that, and they swarmed on him.
2nd and 13. Ezunai in at running back behind Mascolino. They will hand it off to Ezunai. Immediately met with a pack of Huskies. Gain of 1. 2nd and 12 coming up. 50 seconds and counting here in the 3rd quarter. About 15 seconds is the differential between the play clock and the game clock. Here is the snap. Mascolino rolls to his left. Looking to the left-hand side. Deep pass is complete. Good for a first down. Pass is made to Jag Richer. He'll once again move the sticks. And that should be enough to end the 3rd quarter. And that exactly will be the case. So zeros on the board for the game clock. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter coming up. Pasadena City leads your ELAC Huskies 29-0. And this game is moving right along.
Well, we did have one upset so far in the entire SCFA, and that's the Redwood upsets Butte 22-21 up north. So that's a big one.
And we do have a final score in the Ventura Long Beach game. Ventura 45, Long Beach 24.
So Ventura holds on to stay number 1 as we head into the final week of league play.
Some other scores across the 3C 2A. Canyons at Golden West. Golden West victorious that one, 58-14 final. As the Lancers hand it off here to number 32 on the carry. That's Adam Huizar. Gain of 7, so 2nd and 3 coming up for the Lancers. And with a lead like this, knowing that they've kept East LA off the board, might as well just stick with the run, occasionally pass, and just eat up that clock to really reduce the chances of East LA. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off. It's to Triplett. Immediately brought down. No gain on the play for the Lancers. 3rd and 3 coming up. Mascalino takes a snap, rolls to his left, looks downfield, pass is incomplete. Intended target was Ethan Hubble. He made the catch, but was pushed out of bounds before he could come down, so it'll be incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 3 for the Lancers. Offense is still on the field. 20 seconds left on the play clock. And if I had to guess, it's going to be a handoff to Triplett. They'll actually fake the handoff, goes to a pass deep down to the right-hand side of the field. Pass is complete. It's number 81, Cam Mitchell, on the completion. Big first down pass for Pasadena City.
So big play by him, and that was the play where you got to go out and make that defensive play to make the stop. It was just something special by Pasadena, who wants to continue their juggernaut journey down the field.
And they go for the end zone on that play, going for Cam Mitchell again, incomplete.
Just like Papa, Dante.
Pass to the right-hand side. Good for a touchdown to Javery Mayberry, his 3rd touchdown of the night, and completes the hat trick. And the Lancers are just embarrassing the Huskies here in their own stadium. 35-0 pending the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is no good. Looks like it was wide right off the upright. So 12:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and it is all Pasadena City here against East LA. You're watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Albert Robles. He's Mark Pavlovich. And this has been a humbling game for East LA.
Yeah, unfortunately, Albert, I mean, I was told at halftime that a lot of the defensive players that we've seen all year long aren't out there today. They don't know if it's for whatever reason. I wasn't given any inside information on that. So we've got maybe a lot of twos, a couple threes that might be out there right now on the defensive side that aren't used to playing against ones from another team. That's not an excuse. That's just a reason that Pasadena may be doing what they're doing tonight. Again, I saw them look very good in the first half against Fullerton College, and then the Hornets woke up and basically put a spanking on Pasadena.
And, of course, one of the more notable players on the defensive end of things, number 91, David Chukwemeka, absent from this game. Kick is short, but is received and returned by number 60 of East LA. As Dominic Sanchez, an offensive lineman.
You can hear the family out there. I mean, how often does an offensive lineman get to catch a ball and run with it? It's usually a fluke. And when you're out there on special teams and it's coming to you, you're not going to signal for a fair catch. You're going to say, you know what, I'm taking it, and if I'm lucky enough, I hope I don't have to run 80 yards. But if I'm lucky enough, I can get at least to the 50.
But he does get it back to at least the 30, so in terms of return standards, that is a really good job by the big offensive lineman. So hand it off as a little short run up the middle, gain of about 6, so 2nd and 4. I believe that was Jared Andrade on the run for East LA. Here's a snap. And it should be noted that Valencia is in at quarterback now for Logan Ebnett. Here is a snap. Valencia hit as he does get the throw off. It'll fall incomplete. Pass intended for Alexander. It'll be a 4th and 2 coming up for East LA. They'll bring on the special teams to punt it away. 11:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Kick is up, fair catch called. So 11 minutes remaining here in our fourth quarter. Lancers leading East LA 35-0. And they're pretty much, at this point in time, isn't a whole lot that East LA can do about it. Mascalito takes a snap, drops back, throws deep, up the middle, has his man, incomplete. Pass broken up by number 10. It's Justin Wyrick of East LA.
So Fullerton just got on the board against Cerritos' Fred Hunter. Runs 11 yards on an opening drive to get a touchdown. So Fred's doing his thing for the Hornets as the Hornets trying to stay even with Golden West College.
Pass is handed off to number 26. That's Dom Ezionai. And of course, clock will continue to run. Gain of about 5 on the play for Ezionai. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Lancers. He's got the snap. Pass is handed off. Gain of about 2. Looks like it was Josh Meza on the carry. You got a down Lancer on the field, slow to get up. Looks like that's Kenny Thomas, the offensive lineman. He'll go to the sideline himself to get attended to, along with the rest of the offense as they're bringing on the special teams to punt it away. Kick is up. And goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So that's where roughly the Huskies will take over. And this game, Mark, has really just been speeding along. It was a 4 o'clock start and has been going on for a little over 2 hours, including halftime. So just really expedient game based off the game script. They'll hand it off. Short run on the play for Blanco, gain of about 2. Here's a snap. They'll throw it to the left-hand side. Incomplete. Pass intended for number 17, Jonas Leo Paz. This will be 3rd and long here for East LA. 8 yards to go for the first down. 9 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Long shot for East LA to come away with a victory, but you at least want to try to get on the board just for the moral victory that you could at least put up some points. Valencia scrambles to his left and gets hit. And the pass will drop incomplete. Almost intercepted by Pasadena City. That was Tava Loft in the vicinity of the broken up pass. It'll be a 4th down. East LA will punt it again. And flag on the play. It should be running into the kicker. at a minimum, should be running into the kicker. We'll see what the official call is. And it is a personal foul, and it is roughing the kicker, so that'll be an automatic first down for East LA.
So break, let's see if at least East LA can get that offensive threat going in here just so that the morale gets ready. They get something to hang their helmets on at the end of the night. You've got to find some way to bring a little magic back to the football field tonight if you're a Husky fan.
East LA will hand it off. Short gain of 3 on the play. It was James Thomas III on the carry.
James Thomas III on the run, a gain of 4 on the play, second down and 6.
So 2nd and 6 for East LA. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's the snap. They'll fake the handoff. Pass is thrown and complete to Alexander. Runs a little bit backwards, but dives forward. Should be good for the first down, and it is. Referee signaling to move the chains.
Albert, you got to like that because when he steps back, he does it to avoid being tackled. Then he breaks the initial contact and gets enough for that first down.
Valencia takes a snap, and the pocket collapses, and he is brought down for a sack. That's number 34 on the tackle. That's Gio Livingston.
Gio Livingston on the snap. A loss of 5 on the play, second down and 6.
It's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. 2nd and 15 for East LA. Valencia takes a snap, pass up the middle, and intercepted. Just the worst possible throw that Brandon Valencia could make, and it is picked off. And this game just continues to be embarrassing for East LA as number 6, Nathan Yaramati, on the interception. And the Lancers will take over in Husky territory.
Well, what it was, Albert, is they were going to set a center screen. They faked going out to the right, but there was no pump fake to somebody who came out to the right-hand side. Quarterback went straight back, waited for the people to move, and then threw it too high for the interception.
They'll hand it off, run up the middle. That's number 32 on the carry, Adam Huizar. Here's a snap. Mascalino will hand it off yet again. Good run up to the left-hand side. That's good for the first down. So it'll move the sticks for Pasadena City. Adam Huizar once again on the carry. Just under 6 minutes of play left to go here in our game. Lancers leading East LA 35-0. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off. It's number 4 on the carry. That's Elijah Tehi.
And Albert, now if you're Pasadena, you just want to hand it off, hand it off, hand it off, hand it off. I mean, if eventually you get in the end zone, you do. But you're basically up by 35. Well, you're up by 35. It's not basically. You're up by 35. No reason to go deep with a pass or anything else. Let the clock play its way out of here as we hit the last 5 minutes of this game.
And even though Pasadena City is up by 35, Mescalino is still in at quarterback. I'm surprised they haven't made that switch. They'll pitch it out to the right-hand side. That's Elijah Tehi. Gain of about 5 yards on the carry. 3rd and short coming up for the Lancers.
And I couldn't agree with you more about the quarterback because I saw him get hurt against Fullerton. We saw a sleeve, and you can see the sleeve on his left leg. And again, Pasadena, it's not like you're going to win the conference.
Third and short. Here's a snap. They'll hand it off. Big run up the middle. Good for the first down. And Adam Huizar moves the sticks.
So the clock winds as soon as the ball is set.
Three minutes, 50 seconds left and counting. Mascalino takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Huizar. Tripped up just shy of the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play. So 2nd and 11 here for the Lancers.
They're trying to use every second, aren't they?
Ball is handed off to Ezionai. Gain of about 5 on the carry. Will be 3rd and 7 coming up. Crashing 3rd and 8.
Getting close to the 2-minute timeout.
Play clock about 2 seconds ahead of the game clock, so the Lancers will have to make a play before the 2-minute timeout officially. Mascalino will throw to the end zone, and it's picked off, but a flag in the end zone. We'll see what the call is. This might end up going the way of the Lancers, the way this game has gone. Ball was intercepted by Trevion Baker. We'll see if that stands. It'll be pass interference on the offense. That penalty is declined, and it's going to be Husky ball. So it's the 2nd interception of the night for Trevion Baker. He had one earlier that was caught on the end zone and returned to the 2-yard line. And that possession ended up not being the most favorable possessions for East LA. But then again, all possessions have ended up unfavorably for East LA so far this night. But he is able to get a decent return out of the end zone interception. Gets the ball back to about the 11-yard line. So slightly better field position for East LA this time off the interception.
So, and you can see the Pasadena coaching staff out on the field. They wanted to talk to the officials about the call that was made, and they basically were waving the coaches and everybody off the field. I liked that because the game's over. Hey, coach, don't complain about anything. You've got a hefty lead, 35-0 at this stage. Accept what was called, and let's play out the last 2 minutes.
So 154 remaining here in our game. East LA with all of their timeouts remaining. They'll go with the handoff, and officially is going to be a loss of 1 on the play. That was Andrade on the carry. Here's snap. They'll hand it off. Up the middle. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard more. So 3rd and 8, clock is running, 40 seconds remaining here in our game. 5 seconds left on the play clock, and the play is whistled dead. There'll be a timeout called on the field. It's going to be for East LA.
That noise you heard was Albert Robles. Earthquake up here in the booth with Albert.
So 32 seconds remaining here with the timeout called by East LA. And, I mean, like, they had a couple seconds left on the play clock. They probably could have gotten off a play. You're already down this much. Just play the game.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Just play
Albert.
the game.
Just get it over with. Unfortunately, it's one of those games that all teams seem to have in a year. And it's like it's not that you can make that miracle 35-point play in football. I've yet to see it.
So they'll run it up the middle, short gain. As Jared Andrade on the carry. And that's going to do it here. Defense leaving the field. Players are lining up in the center of the field. Clock is winding down, and zeros will be on the board. And Pasadena City is victorious against your ELAC Huskies here at Weingart Stadium, live on Sportsnet USA.net. And Mark, really not a whole lot that can be said about this game.
No, a lot of mishaps, a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers for East LA, and Pasadena took advantage of everything they could here tonight against. Before I get to go, this is going to be my last game of this season. I want to thank everybody here at ELAC for being so kind. The players, the coaches, I had the pleasure of talking with a couple coaches today. The educators here at ELAC are spectacular. Thank you for all the kindness. And then the administrators. I tell you what, I have a ball coming up here in the booth. You couldn't meet nicer people in your whole life. And you need to come over here to ELAC, meet all the people that are involved. It's a great community college. If your children are looking for something, let me tell you, this is a school to come for. And I thank you once again for letting me be invited here on Sportsnet USA.net.
I mean, do you have at least one more game this season at East LA? It'll be this Wednesday for volleyball. That game will be at 6 p.m. right here live on Sportsnet USA.net. Just for volleyball, sir, not basketball. Not that I know of. We'll see. I have to talk to Ed. But that's going to do it for us. I'm Albert Robles. He's Mark Pavlovich. For Cerwin D. Haynes and Ed Ford, you've been watching Husky football right here on SportsNetUSA.net.